I'm going to walk you through how to thread your machine today. Your machine should have numbers and it's going to walk you through. Mine has 1 through 6. So my thread is going to go here. And I'm going to put this on, and it's a stopper so my thread doesn't go back and forth when I'm sewing. It needs to stay in place. So that's holding it in place. And I'm going to get my string and I'm going to thread it through. And I'm going to follow these numbers. There's 1, there's 2. I'm going to come down here, and there's going to be a 3. Come down here, 4. So I come back up with my string. This is my thread all the way through. And there is 5. And there's a little hook right there. So the thread's going to come through this hook, come down, all the way down to number 6. And then after it goes through 6, it's going to go through this hook on the bottom. And there's, you can't really see it, but there's a hook in there, and the thread's going to go through there. And then it's going to be threaded through the needle. Okay, so we're going to walk through. So I have my thread. I'm going to go through 1. Then I'm going to come through here, 2. And I come down this way, 3. Then I come back down, 4. Come back up through this gap. And I'm going to go to the number 5. Come back down. Come back down here through the number 6. I'm going to grab my thread and I'm going to go through that hook, or go have my thread hook onto the hook underneath there. And then I'm going to thread my needle. So I'm going to thread my needle from the front to the back. So I'm going to put my needle in, my thread in here, and I'm going to pull this through with my fingers. Now to do this, there's a lever in the back here that pops up your foot to help you put the thread through your needle. You want to have it down so your foot is out of the way of your needle. And this foot feeds your material and keeps it, it guides it through when you're sewing. So you need that foot down when you're sewing, but when you're up, and you have to lift it up to put your material in there first. Okay, so I got the thread through the needle hole. So I'm going to pull this back, and I want plenty of string. Okay, and now my bobbin is going to go right in here, and this is your bobbin. And here too, there's not as much as instruction in there. So what you're going to do with your bobbin is, you're going to put your bobbin down here, and there's a little gap that you bring your string through. It's right in here. There's a little gap right there. So you just do that. You bring your string to the right and you pull it to the left, and it's going to hook onto that hook. So right now, it's hooked there. I'm going to do this again. Okay, you're going to put your bobbin in. So it's coming this way. It's going to turn this way. See, the bobbin is turning towards your right. Okay, so you're going to pop that bobbin in and get this little string. And there's those little grooves. You're going to put the groove, your string through the groove right here, and it's going to pull through. You're going to feel it tighten a little bit. Okay, and pull that out. Now, you're going to come to the back of your machine, and there's a wheel that you turn with your hand. If you watch this, the string, this needle is going to come down. This string is going to move here, the thread, and you're going to be able to hook it through the top of here. And we want to do that because this bobbin helps the top thread tie the thread together to sew. Okay, so we're gonna turn the wheel and we're gonna turn it towards you. And it's gonna drop that needle down. And if you can see the thread go through, it's gonna grab my thread through the bobbin. So in order to pull it all the way up, I'm going to now pull with my hand. I gotta have that string and pull it. And if you see, you can see the loop right there. So now I'm just gonna pull that loop out. So now I can lift up my back of my foot. And now my machine is threaded. Both threads need to go through that hook, that foot right there, and they should be back this way. And you want plenty of thread because you don't want it to come undone as you're sewing. And you get this little thing and you pop that in there and you're ready to sew.